below. This is like an XA Uganda. We are gonna make a view on the trade of today. This is a USDJPY. We have a simple trade, as you can see it here. So let us see how you could have made this trade, or the way you could have downloaded these pips below here. So it is a simple concept. It's not hard, it's not confusing. Just give me or lend me your ears with your eyes, and we'll see what we can do. So what we started with here, we are going to use a daily time frame at first. So let me first give you the time frames we use. First, we have the constant time frame. Constant time frame, these are time frames that don't change easily. It's hard for them, or they don't overchange easily. So this is our daily time frame. So after the daily time frame, we have the S1 time frame, or the time frame you are supposed to use after shifting from the daily time frame, and that is H1 time frame. And we also have S2. We also have S2 time frame, and the S2 time frame, it is M15. It is a M15 time frame. Let me just conclude it here very fast. So we can also use the constant time frame as H1 can also be our constant, and our situation 1 here, then it will be what? It will be M15, and the S2 now will be, it will be M3. So we are going to see on the way now how you can use all these time frames. Now what are we using here at first? We are using daily. Now meaning we are going to first focus on this one. So what is daily forming? Daily has made for us a transition. One can call it a shift for most people. So let me use the simple terms of most people that they know. Let us call it a shift. What am I saying? It is here. This, and this. If you know very well about shifts, you can see it here. You can see it happening here. The shift from this area, from this area, from this area. You can see that shift very well. So let me bring it here below. So this is our shift. This is our shift over daily, meaning that our daily has shifted, and it's showing us that it's selling. So what are we supposed to do? Now we will know that now our daily time frame, it is selling. Its structure, it is selling. Listen, our daily structure, it is selling. So when we see this in our daily time frame, it is the constant time frame. Which time frame is next from the daily time frame? It is what? It is H1. You can see here. So now what is H1 doing? If daily is selling, meaning that you are supposed to have long-term sales in the future, and so, then where are we supposed to sell from? These areas, the VV areas. These areas. You are supposed to come back here for entries or here. But for us, what we are going to focus on mostly, we shall use these invalidation areas, or we shall use these extreme areas here for sales. Okay. So after the daily showing to us that it's selling, meaning that we are supposed to come back here above these areas for sales. Now how are we supposed to come back there? Because we can't just wait for daily to shift itself from this side to this side for sales. We are supposed to get some entries here to lead it back this side for the sales. Now how are we supposed to get these sales? Let us see. So the daily is selling, meaning that now if you see that daily is selling, you have to see now that H1 has also what? Shifted. What is this? We are waiting for the market to come back above here for sales, meaning that we have to get ways of buying this market from this side to this side for sales. Okay? And S1 is showing us now that it has momentum of buys because it has shifted or it has made a transition. But I will use shifting. It has shifted from here. Shifted from here. Then we have this point, like the daily, we can buy from here or from here, but for us we shall use this extreme low. As we said of using this extreme high, it is just an opposite. This is daily, the daily constant time frame. This is daily. This is H1, the situation 1. So, meaning that this one is also showing us signs of buying. Buying. I'm supporting these buys because they are leading us back to the areas of daily to sell this side. You caught very well the words I'm saying. So, if H1 shifts like this, what are you supposed to wait for in our S2 time frame left here? We have to sell back to this area of H1 in order to get the buys leading us back above the daily sales. So M15 has to do a shift which will lead us back below to the H1 buying points. So that is the shift of M what? M15. If you see this, it's a confirmation now we are supposed to come back in these areas for sales. This is M15. M15. That is M15. So if you see this, that's a symbol that the market might be willing to come back in these areas for buys to the upside. But if we get these buys from here, this high of 15 will be our first take profit. This high will be our first take profit. So what are we supposed to wait for here? So now if we remove this the focus from here, now I want you to remove the focus from this daily time frame, the constant one. Now you use this H1 time frame as the constant. So if this H1 time frame now is the constant, what is our S1 time frame? It is M15. So meaning right now you will go here on this law of H1 and you shift or refine to M15 liquidity area. You see this movement here before this shift, this last law made here. Now assume that this is 15 minutes. You shall refine to 15 minutes, or you can even extremely refine your entries to M3 liquidity. We shall see the examples above the other side. Why am I putting this entry? So meaning that our entry, it will be here. Our entry will be on the liquidity area of M3 or M15, and our stop loss will be just below that low. Risk to reward, it's not bad. That is the way you're supposed to take the entry. So let us see it above here. Let us see it above here. How did it play out? First of all, this was our daily shift. This was our daily shift. You see, the market did this, broke above, it shifted. After it shifting, we have these areas we are supposed to focus on for the sales as we saw, but the market is not yet above here. It has not yet reached these areas, meaning we are supposed to wait for it to come here, or we can trade these trades here, which will lead them back here for the sales. So how are we going to get the entries? We are supposed to shift down from the constant time frame, which is daily, to the S1 time frame, which is H1 below here, to see if it has made for us that shift. To see if it has made for us that shift. Now let us shift to H1 time frame to see if we have that shift below there. Yes, this was the shift of daily. So this was the low that was made. This was the low of H1 that was made. This is the shift of H1 now we have. This is the shift we were waiting for in H1 4. As we saw the other side that you are supposed to wait for H1 to shift, even M15, we come back in the liquidity areas for entries, we buy it back above here. That is it. So we are seeing that this H1 has shifted. So now we are supposed to wait for M15 shift also to confirm that the market is willing to come back below this side. So right now we shall shift in M15. We shall shift in M15. We shall shift in M15. M15, are you seeing anything? M15, we have this structure. Can you see it here? We have this shift from there. Make a shift is there. It made this high, it made the low, it made the high. Even though it's double, but we shall make it a single one for less confusion. So the M15 has confirmed for us that it has shifted. So the constant time frame, it is selling daily, meaning we have to come back in dailies for sales. The H1 is it is the S1. It is the S1. It is also confirming for us now the buys, which will take us back in the constant time frame for the sales. And the M15, it is also confirming for us the sales, which will take us back in H1 for the buys, which will lead us back to the daily for the sells. Let me hope you understand what I mean. We are ping-ponging the market. Ping-pong the market. So if we see M15 shifting above, we shall come back below on this low, on this low over H1. We shall come back on that low of H1 and we refine to M15 as I explained to you. Now the constant time frame it is H1. The S1 the constant time frame it is H1. The situation 1 or the S1 time frame now it is M15. Then the situation 2 or the S2 is supposed to be M3. So these are the liquidity areas you're going to refine. You shall refine back to M15 or M3. Let us see the way we are going to do it. So we are going to refine to, let us refine to M15. Let us refine to M15 where we are supposed to get our entries from. Okay, this line is here because I had already shifted or I had already refined. So this is M15 liquidity area. Liquidity area, I think you can know or you can tell the liquidity areas. This last low made before making this extreme low and we shift, it is supposed to be our liquidity area. As you see here, the shift is here, the last low made before this extreme low, it's supposed to be the liquidity area. Now this is the liquidity area of M15 as you see down below here. So right now we can also shift to M3 as I told you the other side for extreme entry, precision entry sized point. So now we shall shift to M3. What are we still looking for? We are supposed to look for that low before making the extreme low. This is it. So meaning this is supposed to be our entry point. The stop loss is supposed to be just few pips below. Then the TP1 is supposed to be on the other high of M15 that shifted us back to this low. So let us see how the market played out. Let us see how the market has played out here very well. As you see, this is the M15 shift we saw here. The TP1 is already hit. Yes, this is a today's setup. You can go and back test what we have said here. This is M3 liquidity. Stop loss just above below this low. You can use 8 pips, so according to you, the risk reward is not bad. Now we are waiting for this market, or you can even hold. You can hold to these areas. You can hold because we are waiting for this market to go back in these areas of daily time frame, as we saw in the constant time frame of daily for the sales. But this is the S1 time frame, or this is the TP1 where you can first take profits and then you can hold to these areas. So this is it. As you see, this is it. As you see, this is a today trade. It was started yesterday on Tuesday. So today it's Wednesday. Yeah, it's a simple trade, as you can see, well defined, simple, as we have explained here. Even you see they are the same, they are similar with this one. The buys are here. Simple, it is not hard to use. You can go and back test I will be explaining to you more in the next videos about the time frames, the time frames we use. Yeah. So this is it. Yeah, that was it. You can see it here very well. So this is like an XA Uganda. I sign out.